Good afternoon, folks. It's 1903 on April Fool's Day 2022, and it looks like the fools are at it again. This is what is forecast to be all the rain that will fall down on this planet over the next 10 days. Right? Boy, is there a lot of rain over this ocean, and that's a mighty weird shaped line, isn't it? That's odd. Usually, things as they cross the tropics, they do this. This is weird. That's a weird one. But we'll be watching how they manipulate that moisture down here or through here to bring it here for this event here that is not good as forecast for 10 days from now. Now, if I look 3 days from now, none of that's there other than this area here, according to the weather plan. Over the next 12 hours, really, as far as Australia is concerned, really, most of the only accumulations of rain are happening over here in the flats. Yeah, it's usually manipulated by quite a few radar installations along here. 24 hours from now, there. I'm just showing you the weather plan. Because that's what I call a forecast, is a weather plan. And sometimes I don't agree with them. I'm agreeing with this one. Actually, watching the moisture brought in up here. But they ain't letting none of that moisture in on Perth. They'll make sure this stays dry. So I don't always agree with them saying it's going to rain through here when Esperance kicks in and shoves stuff over this way. Sorry if I'm moving too fast, but it's just a map to me. Right, so this over the next 5 days is all that will have fallen here. Nothing here. Right? 12 hours there, it ain't there. 24 hours, it's starting to get there. 3 days from now, it's there, and I think it'll start sooner than that. But most of the moisture I see coming is in a swath through here where that chem was laid yesterday that I showed you. So sometime between 5 days from now, which will be the 6th, and the 11th, this is going to occur, according to the weather plan. They're doing it again. Yeah, and that's all in it. And the line around Lismore is well evident. Not a little bit of rain. Not a little bit of rain, Kyogle. Not a little bit of rain, Casino. They're gambling with all your lives. This is not good. They're trying to force you out. Bellina, I'm sorry to say it. You're slap in the middle of it either way. I think this line's going to go further up. I think it's going to go Brisbane. This line here. I don't agree with this. Why don't I agree with it? Well, if you're looking at some of this stuff here of how this moisture is moved up here, it's got to pile up and go somewhere. It's either going to rain down here or it's going to get turned. It's a typical move. I see it. Hawaii is a big influencer of that because you've got all those naval bases and even an SPX-3 docks in Honolulu, and it's visible on. If you go on Google Earth, you'll actually see the SPX, that big radar, floating radar device. But they have these other ships that will do that as well. And this is how much rain they say you're going to get. So now, if I look at radar and satellite right now, you're a bit boring. It is. It is boring. You got that one storm down soaking the soil in the corner because they got to get this wet first. You have to get the creeks at 100% flow before you overflow them and do your land grab. And I'm calling it what it is: a grab for minerals, a grab for railroad track space, a grab for your freedom to stack and pack you, as is spelled out quite clearly in the Agenda 2030's wanting of you to be in smart cities. Look at Clara. CLARA, Smart City Agendas, and you'll see it. That's lightning. We haven't determined what that brown stands for yet, but very often it's associated with the independent thundercloud out at sea. That's outside the main influence of a radar, where these curves are, so you just get that. But I say nothing's outside the radar view because they got stuff up in space looking down. How come we got doo-doo images like this of a big square going across? These ain't round storms, you know. Geoengineering has been around a long while. So I'm going to call it like it is. This is not cloud seeding. This is cloud creation. Right? They're not going along here and seeding a cloud. They dropped chemical catalysts that made these clouds. That is geoengineering. They use microwaves for energy. And yes, I'm very aware of space weather, so I can't blame any of the Beeman event aiming, because Maury's changed directions. And I'll show that too. I can't affirmatively say that that's not caused by the theory that's unproven of gravity waves. Like there's even a NASA camp, there's one that says they're real and one debunked it. The actual team that said they were real debunked themselves. Well, go figure. To me, that's a typical pulse wave. That's what it looks like all the time. You know, and if you want to see space weather, you go here. Space weather and type in the word dashboard. A lot of times searches for data with the word dashboard will yield you lots of different data all at once. And yeah, we're still at a moderate, but it's minor. And it's not a continuous stream. And you'd have to be facing the sun for it to do it. There's a lot of technicalities. And we're going through solar minimum right now, so even seeing sunspots like this is a bit dodgy to me. Something's wrong. Something's odd. Yeah. But could they take a graphic and drop a drop of ink on it? Yes. Can they make a graphic that looks cool? Yes. Would they do something like that to cover their tracks to make sure you don't know they're going to murder you with weather using an electromagnetic frequency? Yes. That is the rabbit hole. So where is all the flux? If we're so bad off, we should have something like that over us. No, I read these images now. Well, you want to run it? I do look, you know. Now we did go through a flux right here. Then we had a spike here, so we'll be watching. Boom. Then that CME came out, right? Solar mass, and it's gone. Now it's gone. All right? We shouldn't be having a bunch of more beams coming from that anymore. That's past us already. Would you like to see that again? That was cool and dramatic, wasn't it? I do look at these things, you know. See if I can catch that. Shoom. There you go, Gina. Boom. So we got to show these things too. And when one of these interacts with a satellite, you will get these dots. They'll look like this. You'll see these flashes. Watch. Now I'm going over something. That'll be a planet. There's the CME coming off, and then it's 9 minutes and something seconds later, you'll end up getting these dots. They're from gamma ray bursts and alpha particles interfering with the chip, imaging chip. Got a hell of a stream going towards the side from the sun here. Something's kicking off into space. There'll be a big coronal hole back here kicking off. Usually does that. Look at that puff of gas, boy. It's like me farting. You see all those little dots going by? That ain't a space war. I will disagree with that. But, well spotted there, Jane. That something has occurred with the sun. So, right, that's how you find out your space weather isn't that dramatic. Bzz, getting fried, Straya style. Now, the first thing that starts to make me think that is not from space is the square look to things. The square edge to that. The square edge to this. It's very scalar square in nature, as a weather manipulation device will do. So you got a lot of homework to do if you want me to explain all that right now. You know, you pay a professor at college to teach you. Well, y'all don't pay me, but you take good care of me. Thank you, Alan, for the new webcam that you purchased me today. Asked me what my dream list of equipment was, and I showed him something I've been stalking on eBay for a long time. And it's on its way. See the square to this in Bass Strait. You know what this does? Creates a high pressure area in here that flows both directions and doesn't allow this weather to come through. It actually pins it on this coastal corner. So all the flow coming up from Antarctica and across this sea gets pinned here. And until they let that flow go, that stays there and doesn't suction through. That's a typical move I've watched for a long time. You can debate me all you want, but you weren't sitting next to me for a decade looking at maps. There's some chem bombs going off here. Boom, boom, plumes. All I want to see is no boom, boom from the plumes. Y'all people need to shake your butt on down there to Parliament houses and stuff and put an end to this. Chem bombs suck. They really do. So as the sat viewer wise, what you got going on now is the sustaining of this low pressure, if you could call it that. It's just keep boom, boom, boom to keep it going around. You got this coming across. So they did a curveball with the moisture. They took some from up here, the Vanuatu Express, and bring it in. You got typical plumes being deployed to keep moisture in the air. Boom. All at the same time, evenly spaced. Pluming off. Chem bombs there, Mr. Higgins. Or should I call it a Higgins-Lie bomb? It's a Higgins bomb. The Higgs boson. Oh, what a liar. You guys could have saved so much life by issuing the warning like I'm issuing now. 10 days from now, it looks like they're going to flood the fucking piss out of you guys again. And I'm saying it because I'm not beholden to my funding like you guys are. Look at the plumes. Come on, look at the square form to the inside of this here. It's not a circulation. It's man-made, geoengineered weather off your coast that is setting up your own demise. Your own demise. Right before your eyes. Here's those plumes going across. You got a flow coming this way. So toxic air alert for Melbourne, Adelaide. Y'all getting fried. Look at this. That ain't no gravity wave. I showed you that the plume has gone past it. That big particle wave is past the Earth right there. These are chem bombs. My. Look at the microwaves here. Bzzz. What you find about microwaves is if you hold your cursor here, I'll do this. These things stay in place. You know, that cloud there will stay as that cloud there because the waveform is bouncing up and down, influencing the molecule next to it, pulling it slightly slower behind it at a different rate until you end up with a curving waveform. And as masses of crap get deployed into it, it nucleates into condensates or water droplets that show up as a cloud if the droplets are big enough. Look at the square to this coming over here. Right there. See if I can get that a little bigger. It'll only go so much. Wow, look at that. Look like a freaking wheat check. Those are microwaves. That's your weather being on. That's not a gravity wave, which is an unproven theory. That is microwave perturbation of your atmosphere. Fucking hell. You guys must be feeling really irritable there. Anybody itchy? Anybody not sleeping well? Anybody get any bloody noses? Because that can happen when you're being poisoned by radiation. Boom! Went the plume right there. Well, that didn't take long to see. I'm just having a cruise through. Put high pressure out here that outflows there. It makes a deflection wall so this moisture can't make it to that corner. But it'll heat up a bit, dive toward Antarctica, and well, melt a few ice cubes, concern some people. Make some taxes. Is that everything I wanted to show you? I think so. All right. Weather plan. Rain accumulation. Look what they got planned, Australia. There's your coastal road. 10 days from now. 5 days from now, nothing. 10 days from now, something. Sometime after a week from now, you guys got an event. And it's not going to be pretty. They don't want you back in your homes. They don't want you feeling safe. And they don't want you to be free. To be you. Living where you want to live. Or how you want to live. Keep your animals safe. Keep yourself safe. Tune in. I'll keep you posted. Big love. Peace.